Hello second graders and welcome. This is Mr. McGill again with a remote assignment for you to do at home so you can join in on the art fun. This week we're talking about how April is Earth Month, a month put aside for us to really focus on our impact on the environment. One of the biggest things that is really hurting our planet is the health of our ocean. And because our ocean is so unhealthy, riddled with plastic and garbage, the animals that live in the ocean are the animals that suffer. So we are going to be doing a picture of some jellyfish. Now you may not have all the same supplies at home that we do in the art room, so today's lesson can be done very easily with just a few crayons and a pencil. Make sure you have a clean piece of paper and some crayons in order to get started. If you don't have crayons at home and you've only got colored pencil or markers, that will work too. And if not, you can always just use your pencil. So in looking at this picture here that we started in class, we're focusing on the shape of the jellyfish and really filling our paper. Now the students here at school are using a large piece of paper and we'll be using just a normal, regular drawing piece of paper. I always like to draw in pencil first because it allows me to erase if I make a mistake. And because I'm not perfect, that's bound to happen. So in order to draw a jellyfish, what I do is I start with kind of a rainbow shape like that. You'll notice I left the bottom open, and that is going to be filled with kind of a wobbly line or a wavy line like that. Now I'm drawing nice and light in order for me to erase it if I need to, and also to allow me to just color right over it. So now that I have the shape of the jellyfish body, I'm going to choose which colors I want to use. I think for this jellyfish, I'm going to use red and orange. I like to use two colors that are next to one another on the color wheel because it allows me to blend them together nicely. So to start, I'm going to go right over the line that I created. Now that I've gone over the line, I'm going to start with my jellyfish tentacles, just using some wavy organic lines. Don't be afraid to have them cross over one another and change the length of them. They don't all have to be the same length. They can even curl like that. Now that I have this one almost done, I'm going to color. Remember, I'm using orange and red. So I'm going to start with my red, since I've already got it, and I'm going to color just one side of my jellyfish. So you can see I haven't colored the whole thing, I just went down one side. I'm also going to leave it nice and scratchy, like this. You can see I'm kind of coloring almost in a messy way. That's intentional. I'm doing that on purpose. Now I'm going to switch to my orange, and I'm going to go right over that red that was scratchy, and then I'm going to do the same thing with my orange. I'm going to leave it a little bit scratchy like that. And that one is done. Now you might say, but Mr. McGill, you forgot to color this part. Well, jellyfish are clear. We can see through them. They do have a little bit of color, but we're going to leave that part see-through. Okay, so on to another jellyfish. Now the cool part about this is if we change the size of our jellyfish, it'll make it look like there's some way off in the distance. And if we make them really, really big, they'll look super close. So I'm going to do a smaller one right here. And I'm going to make that one purple and blue. again, two colors that are pretty close to one another on the color wheel. I'm going to use the darker color. I guess this is more of a indigo, a dark blue. And I'm going to go over my jellyfish, just like I did before. Now I'm going to make my tentacles again. You can see I'm making them a little smaller because this is a smaller jellyfish. Now I'm going to color again just one little part of my jellyfish with my blue or my dark blue, and then I'm going to leave it scratchy. I'm not pushing very hard, and I'm not worried about getting it nice and dark. Now I'm going to move to my light blue, and I'm going to go right over that dark blue and then leave the light blue scratchy. Awesome, right? So I think I'm going to do one more jellyfish, and this is the cool part. Another cool part, I should say. It's all pretty cool. I'm going to make one really big, and I'm going to do it right over the top of this one here, okay? So I'm going to make a nice big jellyfish, and then I'm going to make my wobbly line. And I'm going to use green and yellow this time. So I'm going to go around the whole jellyfish with green. I'm going to make my green tentacles, and it's okay if my tentacles go right off the paper because we only see this much of the jellyfish. The rest of them are down here, and we don't really see them, okay? That's all right. It's also okay that we see the other jellyfish through this one because they're clear, right? So that's what's kind of neat about this. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm really gonna go heavy with my green on this one side, just like we've been doing. And I'm gonna leave it scratchy, just like we've been doing. And then I'm gonna grab my yellow and I'm gonna go right over that green, but also leave it a little scratchy right here. And now we have all the jellyfish. So the last thing you can do, if you see your friend's example here, is make our bubbles. And that's just some circles. So remember, bubbles can be all different sizes. We don't have to make them all one size, so make some big ones, make some small ones, make some medium ones. You can see I even made one that goes off the paper. It's kind of neat. And then you can color those with a little bit of blue. Notice how I'm not coloring it all in, I'm just putting a little bit of blue. And that's it. Hope you all had fun drawing jellyfish. And remember, you can add whatever you want. So don't be afraid to add some seaweed or more bubbles. And if you wanted to, you could even color the whole background. Bye.